What to do first when a divorce forces the sale of your Burlington home? Well, first of all, don't panic. Don't rush to list it. Don't let emotion make the biggest financial decision for you, because this is where people make very costly mistakes fast. When divorce forces the sale of a home, most people assume the next step is obvious. Got to put the home on the market, got to sell it, got to split things up, got to move on. But in real life, it's almost never that clean, because a divorce home sale is not just a real estate transaction, it's also a timing issue, it's a communication issue, it's a financial issue, and very, very often it's an emotional pressure cooker. That's why the first move in this situation matters so much. If you get the first move wrong, everything after that tends to get harder. The preparation gets harder, the pricing gets harder, the negotiations get harder, and even simple decisions start turning into arguments. And in our experience, working with many divorcees in the sale of their homes, it's very, very important that we get this right and we get clarity up front. So this is where people get burned. They think the biggest risk is selling fast for too little. And sometimes that's real, sometimes that is it. But often the bigger risk is letting the process become so disorganized, emotional, or delayed that the entire sale starts losing momentum before it even has a real chance. That's when everybody loses. So what should you do first? Well, the first thing is not choosing the listing price and getting it listed right away. It's not deciding whether you got to repaint or redo some, repairs in the home. It's not debating what light fixture to replace. The first thing is getting very, very clear on the framework of the sale. Okay, once you've determined it's going to have to be a sale, let's talk about the framework of the sale. Who's making the decisions? How quickly does this need to happen? Is the goal speed? Is it simplicity? Is it maximum price or minimal conflict? If those questions are not answered early, then the house sale becomes a magnet for stress. And the home itself starts carrying the weight of everything else going wrong. And that flows out into the market when you put it on the market. So in divorce situations, we usually see three broad categories. Category one is both parties want this done quickly. This is obviously the cleanest version. The shared goal is just closure, and the focus becomes speed, simplicity, and getting it handled without dragging it out. That's a relatively good one for most people. Category two is both parties want a good result, but tension's high, and this is really common. Nobody wants to lose money. Communication is tough. There's strain in that communication. And in this case, the strategy matters even more because a messy process creates even more conflict and more stress. Or there's category three, where one or both of you are emotionally attached, reactive, and delaying things. And this is where things can really get expensive, because one delay, bit of resentment or indecision, it starts dragging on the process, and the property can sit longer, preparation can stall, and the sale weakens before it even starts. And that's where just list it is not enough. The structure around the sale is going to really matter. Because once a divorce gets sloppy, a divorce sale gets sloppy, buyers are going to feel it before you even say the word. The property is going to feel rushed. It's going to be presented improperly. It's not going to be consistent. The pricing is going to feel reactive or off. The communication is going to feel questionable. And when buyers sense that instability, or buyer agents sense that instability, they do what every buyer is going to do. They're going to take advantage of that opportunity, and they're going to use it as leverage. And that doesn't mean the property is bad. It means the process is bad and you're losing confidence. The confidence matters a lot in the sale of a home. So if I were helping someone through a divorce-driven home sale in Burlington, the first goal would be this. Number one, create a process that is going to lower the chaos. That means getting clear on a few things: decision-making, timeline, preparation, expectations, how much work's actually going to be worth doing, what kind of sale path is best for this situation. And every divorce sale shouldn't be handled the same way. Some sales should be prepared properly and launched on MLS, maximum exposure, maximum results. Some should be simplified and sold with just no disruption. And some Sellers, you need more privacy, you need more speed, or you need both. And the wrong move is assuming that just any divorce sale is the same and it's just a normal listing with a little extra emotion. It's not the case. It's a different kind of sale, and it needs a really disciplined approach and a really systematic approach. So a lot of people make this mistake as well, as they focus on the wrong things first. They fight over details that don't even move the outcome. Small little upgrades, little cosmetic issues, minor presentation choices, typical of a husband and wife in dispute. Meanwhile, the bigger questions, the strategic questions, are going unanswered. Questions like, should this be sold as is? Or should we prepare it a little more? How fast should it hit the market? When should it hit the market? What level of preparation and coordination is realistic here? Is the goal maximum exposure or a smooth, clean exit? These are the questions that matter first. Because once the strategy is right, then the smaller decisions become really simple, and they cause less stress and anxiety. But when the strategy is wrong, every little choice becomes another fight. So the part a lot of people don't want to hear in this is that delaying feels safer when emotions are high. And delaying is often what makes the whole situation really heavy. It makes for more carrying costs, more uncertainty, more room in the process to deteriorate, and more time for frustration. And frustration equals bad decisions. So I'm not saying you got to rush in blindly, and I'm not saying to make stupid, quick decisions, but I also know you can't let things drift and let them linger, because drifting itself is a cost. And in divorce sales, that cost often becomes way more than just financial. So the best divorce sale outcomes usually come from one main thing. And it's not luck, it's not perfect market timing, it's not having the prettiest house or the best location. It's having a clear process, a calm, realistic timeline and plan, and a strategy that's going to reduce chaos instead of add more chaos. And that's what gives you a chance to move forward cleanly. And at that point, the home sale stops being just another source of damage and starts becoming a path out and a path on. That's the real job here. It's not just to sell a house, but it's to help make a hard situation less costly, less messy, and more manageable. So here's the good news. Even if the situation is tense, even if communication's strained, and even if the house itself is not exactly perfect, there's still a path forward. There's still a smart path forward. That could mean a strategic, full-on MLS launch. It could be simplifying everything and getting the property sold without overcomplicating it and just getting it done. And sometimes the most valuable thing is not squeezing every last dollar out of it. It's just getting the right outcome with the least amount of additional damage. And that's a goal here in a lot of cases. And for a lot of people, it's the right one. It's to get things done, don't cause more damage, and move on. So if a divorce or a separation is forcing the sale of your Burlington property, the first thing to do is get the right strategy. And we put a link below this video to help you with that. And the link goes right to our landing page where we can help set up a conversation around this. And we can help you figure out the smartest next step based on your situation, your timeline, your property, and how quickly this needs to get resolved.